Three UK counsellors talking about AI and how we feel about it. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Kay. I'm Tamasin. How are you two doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Hello everyone.
I'm good too. Hello, everyone.
It is one of those tools, like the internet. When we first got the internet, it was like, oh, it is so dark, and you've got the dark web, and it's dangerous. But it's also wonderfully powerful. We can talk to friends in other parts of the world. In lockdown, we were able to communicate with friends. And that, to me, is a little bit like AI. Used correctly, it's a tool that can be so powerful. Used incorrectly, is dangerous.
Okay.
That's my perception.
Well, I know I don't know much about it, to be honest. I do use AI for different things, just looking at different scenarios and stuff and things that I want to know a bit more about, like for myself. All I know really is that it probably like the GPT, that's what it's called, isn't it? The chat
One of them.
GPT. Probably is very good for empathy. I had a client who used it all the time, and like found it really helpful, but I don't think it challenged him because as soon as I challenged him, he stopped
Yeah,
coming.
there are so many AIs out there now,
Did
aren't
you
there?
say it's very good for empathy?
I think so. I think it was
Right.
empathetic and validating.
Empathy is when you see it from their perspective, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
AI is incapable of feeling, and empathy is
yeah.
a feeling. Empathy is something that, so if you listen to
Josephine Hughes.
who's the guy she interviewed? That's what I'm thinking of. Ken from
Where's the...
Counselling Shooter.
Oh, really? Did she interview Ken? Is that who it was? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes. He is um his perception and the way he puts it together is wonderful. Because he's realistic. I've now got a clause in my contract talking about AI, which was his recommendation, funny enough, because your clients might at 3 o'clock in the morning say, oh, and talk to it and say, I'm feeling stressed. And AI is always on your side. Unless
Yeah.
occasionally you say, no, give me the truth. I want both sides. How do they feel? But ordinarily, it's like, well done, you. Oh, yes, I hear how you're feeling. And yes, Kate, it so validates everything you think, even if you're wrong. But also, it doesn't give you any, week to week, if you have a session during that week, your client has to try and apply the things they've learned, things that they've searched within themselves, and perhaps be brave on a certain occasion. If you've got AI, it's like a go-to all the time. So there's no building resilience.
I've sent a message to Chat GPT, right? Because I look at it and think, wow, who's the best person to ask about what AI can do? That would be Chat GPT, wouldn't it? Do you want to hear what it says? It
Yeah.
says the benefits, and it's got a list of benefits, and it says the limitations. And the first limitation is the lack of human empathy. AI cannot genuinely understand emotions, build trust, or provide the empathy and compassion that are central to effective counselling.
But it emulates that, doesn't it? Does it kind of like a pseudo empathy?
Yeah, it can give you words. If you get empathy from reading text and reading words, it's very similar, isn't it, to
Yeah.
having a counsellor who's sending you text messages. Not the same as in in person, online with
yeah,
an actual human in
yeah.
the time there. It's just a 2D version.
Where you've got eye contact and a human interaction. It's not that, but I feel like it is validating.
Yeah,
It,
validating, possibly. I don't really know, honestly, because I've never given it any emotional question.
I had another client that I was seeing him, and he had this abusive girlfriend, and it was quite abusive. It was physically, emotionally, like financially even abusive. I was saying this to him. I was saying like you need to stop. You need to like stop this pull push going back, like big argument, big like it's all very toxic, and then you go back. She blocks you, like, and then she'll unblock you, and then you'll get back together. So did that for weeks. I was saying that for weeks, and he still wouldn't. He still wasn't really hearing like just block her and don't go back there because we need to end this because while you're in it, you're never going to get. You're just going to go around in circles and you're going to be abused all the time. You're going to keep being abused. And so we done all that, done all the childhood work around it and stuff like that. And then you put all the messages, his messages and her messages, and there must have been like thousands of them, into AI. And it said, she's an abusive narcissist, really. And like the relationship is toxic. Kind of what I said to him. But I think he believed it more because he just put all the messages in and it came out with this like diagnosis really of what was going on. So I think it confirmed, like I was like, yeah, at last. But
Well, that's the point, isn't it? People would rather listen to an AI, a machine that's got access to all the information in the world,
yeah,
than their therapist.
yeah,
what you just said is so right. Like you said, must have been thousands. So you can put in information, and within seconds, it reels off like 3 or 4 A4 sides of material that if you so want. So it is so powerful. But I think that's why it's important actually now to add the clause in. It is I like this phrase. It says use AI as a tool, not a moral agent.
yeah,
So, and it explains it. It says use the hammer analogy. So AI can build or break. The ethics in lie in how humans design and use it. This helps to frame the conversation. What do we want AI to do for us rather than AI is good or AI is bad? What do we want it to do?
What's the clause that you've added to your contract, Sharon?
Because what it's basically saying is, yes, if you use AI, great, let's discuss it in the room. But also it says how it has nothing to do with your work together. So even if they're repeating what you've discussed.
yeah.
What do you mean, Sharon? How can it not have anything to do with the work you do in the room?
Legally, if they choose to use it, is separate to anything you discuss with them. Purely for legal reasons, because if that said to go and do something,
And you've been
this will
saying, yeah,
work.
AI is great. Off you go and use AI. And AI said, yeah, you don't have to speak to your grandchildren.
Yeah,
That's fine. Of course, you don't have to speak to any of
yeah,
your family members. No, it's no problem
yeah,
at all. Mm.
exactly that, exactly. And suddenly you are liable as well. So
Oh, okay.
it's very good and very clear that you are nothing to do with it, but please let's discuss anything you want to discuss.
If a client mentions AI and you say, like, we can discuss it, but I've got no jurisdiction over that, or no, like, that's up to you if you use it.
Yeah,
I'm not advising you to use it, but if you do, we can discuss what it says. But I've got no connection with that.
yeah, yeah.
How would that feel? Or would that be all right legally? I wonder.
Well, I don't know. This is the thing. I wonder if anyone's tested it yet. Has anyone been sued because they brought AI into their therapist room and then the therapist didn't pull up the AI and say, hold on a minute, what's AI been telling you? What's been happening? Are you doing what AI is telling you to do? Has anyone sued anyone yet because they didn't say don't use AI?
A good question. No idea if anything like that's happened yet. But the problem is, even if you do, because all of that you said, Kay, is brilliant, but it is word against word. What if someone say, well, my therapist thinks a lot of AI and doesn't remember discussing it like that, or
It'll be in my notes, wouldn't
yeah,
it? It would be in my notes.
true.
I don't think I ever recommend people use AI,
No.
but if they use it and tell me about it, it would be in my notes anyway.
It's the idea of bringing it into the session, like proactively to ask the client, are you using AI? I don't ever ask that question.
Oh,
Oh, until I heard that podcast, it was something that wouldn't have occurred to me. But now, talking to different ones about hundreds of different things that are nothing, not always therapy. But now people seem to use AI as much as they'd use Google. And actually, my phone now, hey Siri, can you tell me blah, blah, blah? Would you like to use Chat GPT for this? And I'm like, what? Okay, yeah, why not?
but is that because you use it a lot anyway? I'd use it sometimes.
No, I don't think so.
I
Because
might.
I don't. I do use Chat GPT, but there's also other ones I use as much. I think it's just
Just the way.
that Apple have linked themselves to it somehow, or
Yeah.
Do you ever use it for emotional?
No.
People are using it for relationship advice and all sorts. My
Oh
girlfriend said
yeah,
this, what should I do?
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the girlfriend who's got no idea that the guy's using ChatGPT to advise him about what to do, the girlfriend's got no idea that this is coming from the
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Who are they having the relationship with?
Oh, that is something apparently, and this I haven't looked into, but apparently people are in love with their AI, believe they're having a
Yeah.
relationship with
Claude.
Claude, for instance, or they give ChatGPT a name, or
Yeah, I can believe it. Why wouldn't they? Especially if
yeah.
people who are codependent or have got addictive
Mm,
personalities, why wouldn't they develop
mm,
a pseudo
yeah,
relationship with something that's in their pocket 24/7 that they can
yeah,
call up or just speak to all the
yeah,
time? Why wouldn't they?
yeah, 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 absolutely.
But it does feel a bit to me like, look how instant it can give you a diagnosis. I mean, it can't give you a diagnosis because it hasn't met the person. But if you, like you say, if you put in thousands of messages, it can analyze that in seconds and come up with a conclusion. And does
Yeah.
this not mean that the future of therapy is going to be via AI rather than people?
Well, this is our job to make. It's like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it at all, but some people, like you said earlier, do text therapy. I can't do that. I can't get my head around it. It's fair enough, it works for some, but to me, it's like you can't feel the way a word lands. But each their own. For me, it's not right. And so I guess it's down to us to show how important face-to-face therapy is. I do online therapy, as I'm sure you do as well. And that's okay because you still see a face, but there is nothing like doing it in person, or at least so you can see each other.
And hear the tone
Just
of voice.
makes, hear the tone of voice, everything. See how that word is. Like, you can say words in so many different ways, the same word.
Online, like when you're looking at the person, you can pick up the emotion, so you know when they're emotional because they go with their face change. Yeah.
It says the limitations are, let's look at the, well, we know what the benefits are, right? It reduces administrative workload, supports clinical decision making, improves access to support, enhances training and supervision, increases efficiency, right? So all of those things, absolutely. It can offer psychoeducation, self-help resources, signposting outside normal working hours, right, which may benefit clients on waiting lists or those seeking immediate guidance. It can analyse patterns in client data, suggest evidence-based interventions, and provide access to relevant research, helping counsellors make more informed decisions. AI can generate realistic case scenarios, support reflective practice, and assist trainee counsellors in developing assessment and intervention skills. It can increase efficiency, right? So we know it can do all of these things. So, it's capable of cutting down a lot of the work that counsellors do.
Yeah, it is. It's so capable. Have you read or listened to the book that Joshua Fletcher's just released called Same Time Next Week? Examples of therapy sessions, but he strongly talks about the use of AI, and he even uses it to test it out and see what sort of thing is it saying, making us aware, because it's not going away. So we've got to find a way to incorporate it and use it as a hammer, a tool. Yeah, be aware of. So it does all that good, but it also, something else Ken Kelly said, and this is frightening but honest, it's going to do so many people out of work. I mean, and he compared it to when the mines closed, there were whole towns without work, and on the breadline, and we've got to be careful where we're going, because
do you think that's a bit fear-mongering though? I think it is, because this is how I feel about AI, because counselling and therapy is to do with change. People come because they want to change. If you don't ever challenge the client, you're not going to get the change. So I don't see how, if they're purely using AI, that will work. They'll get the change. They might be validated, and it might work for people who are quite controlling, and have narcissistic traits that they don't want to be challenged. It might work in some way for them, but they're not going to change. And
people with narcissistic traits probably don't want to change.
Well, they don't. Yeah, they wouldn't even think about changing. So to validate how they're feeling, maybe that it would do that if that's what they want. But you'll never really. People come because they've got relationship problems. They've got bereavement problems, and they just want to not feel like this anymore. And so you can get validated, but you're never going to get the change. And your grief and your bereavement you could grieve, but then has if someone has a partner or father or son that's committed suicide, how's that going to just validate your feelings and come to like acceptance of it?
Well, if you ask ChatGPT how to change, it's going to give you 300 ways of doing
Yeah.
it. It really
Yeah.
is. But you've got to say, how do I change? Because
Yes.
and ChatGPT might say, do you want to change? I honestly
Yeah.
believe it's more than capable of taking all of our jobs and it's going to leave us all thinking, what just happened? In about 5 years' time, we can have conversations like, well, do you remember when we used to have clients?
I think I think both of you are right. I think yes, it's a bit scaremongering, but also I don't think he's talking about just therapists. He's talking about industry.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Right, I'm feeling terrible. How do I change? Yeah.
never know. Might say, "Well, you need a therapist."
Okay, let me
Never
ask it.
know.
Let's ask it.
Yeah,
I'm
she'll
feeling
ask
terrible after a
it.
relationship breakup.
Yeah, after relationship breakup.
How
Um,
do I change? How do I feel better? How do I feel better or how should I change?
well, all my relationships break up in the same way. How am I going to change that? Because there is a pattern of relationships and how people have relationships. So it might know that.
All my relationships end the same way. How can I change that pattern? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I know you're saying about everyone who comes want to change. Some it depends why they come. I if you see a client for anxiety, do they want to change or do they want to just manage their anxiety?
But managing it is a change
Yeah,
there. It's like
yeah,
a change in their behavior so they can.
yeah. Okay,
Do you want to
okay,
hear what? Do you
true.
want to hear the
Yeah,
wonderful
go on.
answer? Do you want to hear it?
Yeah,
Yeah, go
We
on.
might as well start signing on now. It says, I'm sorry you're going through this. Breakups can be deeply painful, especially when they seem to confirm a pattern you've noticed. The fact that you're asking, how can I change that pattern, suggests you're looking forward rather than just dwelling on what happened, and that's a constructive place to start. The first thing to remember is that a pattern doesn't necessarily mean there's something fundamentally wrong with you. It means there may be recurring behaviours, expectations, or relationship dynamics that are worth exploring. Here are some questions that can help you reflect. Do your relationships tend to end for similar reasons? Are you often drawn to the same partner? Do you ignore early warning signs because you hope things will improve? How do you usually respond to conflict? Do you avoid it, become anxious, or withdraw? And then it goes on to explain different attachment styles, and then another set of useful questions: what attracted you to the person, etc., etc., etc. So in 30 seconds, it's come up with
yeah,
a reasonable way
loads.
of helping a person after a relationship breakup. Not the same as sitting with a person and going, oh my
No,
God, do you know what he
no,
did? He did that with that woman, and I don't know why he did it. And then he didn't come and tell me, and we didn't talk about it,
yeah,
because that letting it off and that ranting about it and getting out and
yes,
expressing the
that
anger.
helps.
Yeah. Is it the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
ranting to a machine as it is talking to a person? Probably
Mm,
not.
probably not. You're not going to get like you said, the human interaction. You're not going to get that.
But if you can't afford it,
If you
then
can't afford it or give you a good idea of what's going on, that's only if you know that you're like attracted to cheaters, like people like players. If you're attracted to someone that keeps cheating, all your boyfriends keep cheating on you, like you might realize that, but you might not. You might think, well, it's me because I'm not good enough. A lot of
yes,
people think because they've cheated on me, I'm obviously not good enough because they've gone somewhere. But they turn it on, like internally, they turn it on themselves. It's not, it's the person you're choosing. So you need to like look at why you're choosing that person, which is it is in the choice goes back to childhood and the
so
relationship.
really, but
Yeah,
thinking about AI and how to use it, it would be knowing what questions to tell it, knowing what information to give it. Because, like you're saying, Kay, if you're not aware that you're
yeah.
blaming yourself and it's all your fault and you're no good, you're not aware that's a lie. Is ChatGPT going to be aware that that's a lie?
exactly.
I was talking to someone the other day, she was in HR, and she was saying AI is really good and it cuts down a lot of work, but it will never take the place of a human because the human person programs it. So it has to have a programmer to be exist, really.
I was just reading something. Depending on the platform and the research, it can be biased because it's only given that information.
Yeah.
Yes, it researches, but it depends where it's researching, because most of the time you can find evidence that support that argument and that argument. So where is it going to get its information from?
Well, it's probably got access to all the medical journals.
Yeah.
It's got access to all the information from all the platforms, the
Everything.
technological platforms, because they're selling data and information. You can see why
Yeah.
people use it, because you get PhD level explanation for why you didn't cross the road yesterday.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is a fantastic tool. It is used in the right way. That's the problem.
Do you want me to read you what it says its own drawbacks are?
Go on.
The lack of human empathy.
Yeah.
All right. Even though when you heard what I said, the answer it gave was really, didn't say get over it, did it? It said, I'm really sorry to hear that you're having this experience.
Because it emulates that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It emulates that.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
But it says here that it cannot genuinely understand emotions, build trust, or provide the empathy and compassion that are central to effective counselling. The risk of inaccurate or biased advice. AI systems may produce incorrect, incomplete, or biased responses if trained on flawed data. Counsellors must critically evaluate any AI-generated information. Confidentiality and privacy concerns. Using AI involves handling sensitive client information. Counsellors must ensure compliance with UK data protection laws and follow professional guidance to protect client confidentiality. Do we know what the BACP and the NCPS guidance is on using AI?
No. Very good question. See what Chatp GPT says it.
Should we ask Chatp? Yeah. See, we don't know, right? And we're supposed to know these ethical guidelines. We don't know.
Chatp GPT will find out just like that. But
it will. Yeah.
But look.
Okay. And the other things, only two more. There's the limited ability to manage complex situations. AI cannot reliably assess nuanced emotional states, safeguarding concerns, risk, or crisis situations without human oversight. Ethical and legal accountability. Responsibility for clinical decisions remains with the counsellor, not the AI system. Practitioners must ensure transparency, obtain informed consent where appropriate, and use AI within professional ethical frameworks. See, that's AI, just complete disclaimer, it's on the counsellor. And if the counsellor's got it in their contract, no, it's on the AI, where does that leave the client in the middle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're recommending someone to use AI, but I wouldn't do that. But if they bring what they know from or something they've been using, like they've used AI and it said da 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 da, I would probably have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
So it would, as well, it would be in your notes. I think that's like you're saving grace, really.
Yeah, I know my supervisor is always to make sure this goes in your notes, make sure that,
Yeah.
Have we got any more thoughts or anything we want to say about AI? Because how do you feel about AI when you use it?
Honestly, I love it. But I'm very careful. No, I'm aware, not very careful how I use it, because it took me a while, and gradually I've added to it. But now, I think it's such an excellent tool. It will give you. Remember years ago, any information we wanted, we'd go through the encyclopedias and all that. Now you just go, right, can you tell me blah, blah, blah? I'm just trying to, yeah, I use it a lot for helping me to write posts. But what I think the important thing to do with it is to use it for you. It adds to you. So you ask it a question, it gives you information, and you say, oh, no, not that bit, I don't like. So you are writing it and changing it to how you want it. I use it to write poems for birthday cards, or use it for all sorts. But use it carefully, like it's not confidential. You don't know where, when you put something on the web, you don't know where it's going. So you have to be wise.
What do you think, Kay? How do you feel about it when you use it?
I do like it. I like using it, and I have used it for. I'm not great at feedback, so sometimes you give feedback on a report, like a student report or something. I look at it, I put it in the AI. How would I feedback about blah blah blah, and it gives me an idea. And I think, like you said, Sharon, oh, okay, I'm going down this road with it, but I'll put it in my own way,
Yeah.
or make it fit that student or client. So I'll tweak it into like the right perspective.
Yeah.
I use it for my own things that I don't know. That I just look it up on AI. I've used it actually for like I had some sort of dermatology, and I took a photo and sent it to AI, and they come back in seconds and said it's eczema. Put moisturiser like E45 or something.
Wow, that's unreal, isn't it? Medical
What
diagnosis.
I didn't like about that, this is my like lack of knowledge, because in doing that, I'd apparently subscribed to the dermatologist. So they charged me for £9. My friend was like, why didn't you just go to the chemist and ask them? And because I was sitting there on my phone, and I was like, and I thought, oh, I'll just ask this question. So they charged me £9 for the information, and then they charged me £9 the next month that I didn't even want anything. So I did cancel it then. So that's a bit. I don't know. I think it is set up like that. I didn't notice that they'd sign to a subscription.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Chat GPT.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I signed up for 99p for a week so I could ask it that question.
Yeah.
Like, this question has cost me £1. Next day, 29.99 comes out for the next month's subscription. I'm never going to use it. I don't use it. Right, so now I've got to use it to the tune of 29.99 to get my money's worth. Next time you see me, I will look like a semi-robot having used 29.99 worth of questions.
I do know I am so mean. I only ever use the free versions of any platform.
Free version? There's a free version. Why didn't they let me have the free version? They told me I wasn't allowed to ask this question unless I paid 99p.
Oh. So you have to know how to get the free version.
I don't know how to get the free version then.
No, I don't know how to do that. And then they stick like another £30 on you.
Having said that, I haven't got Chat GPT or Claude on my laptop. I've only got it on my phone.
Actually, it's OpenAI. Is that the same thing as Chat GPT? OpenAI?
No, probably not.
That's what I typed in.
Yeah.
I typed in use AI for questions.
I've got on my phone, I've got Claude and Chat GPT. And then when you listen to that podcast with Ken Kelly, he's now got me onto Perplexity, which actually seems brilliant. But if you pay, then it incorporates all of the Chat GPT, Claude, and every other OpenAI, everything. But I won't pay.
And I did look at the Chat GPT twin, and I kind of was interested, so I was going to do that, but they wanted to charge me, I don't know, quite a bit of money, like 30 quid.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not
Not
doing
going to use it. And let's say goodbye to
Okay.
everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. If you want to contact any of
Yes.
us, you can find our details below in the description box. Otherwise, we'll see you next time when we've got Louise Reader coming on. So we're looking forward to seeing her. She's an author of the lovely book 10.
Brilliant.
Yes. See you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.